Hey guys, I am here joined with Whitey. Welcome to the show. I am not in my studio that I was in last week. There wasn't enough space, but I don't have shit back there, so whatever. So awesome video for you today. What Whitey and I are going to do, we're going to run down our top 5 teams each, who we think have the top 5 teams, not in each division, not anything like that, just straight top 5 teams. And then it's going to be who we think is going to win the Turd Bowl. So that'll be fun. And then we're going to do our projections for next week. We're not going to run through last week's games. Nothing crazy really happened except Weiler put up 200. Fuck, man. You know, it's funny because I called everybody out for letting this cocksucker and fucking Boggs to be the only ones to get high score. Weiler, you came through, man.
Shout out quick to Prusky, big win over Boggs. Even though they had some guys on bye, still big win at 3-3.
Yep, brought us one game closer. So, all right, so let's get this started. And you know what? I'm gonna let Whitey start this off. Who you got in your top 5?
Top 5. So keep in mind when I'm making these decisions, it's based off of their starting lineup. Their bench depth really doesn't play a factor into these rankings, although that could change.
So that means Burns might actually be a little higher than 8th on this list.
So first, I am going to go with Boggs, with just a slight nod there. Just reigning champion as well. Got to give him a little bonus point just for that. Number 2, I am going to actually go with Weiler. I think that his starting lineup, if it's healthy, has got a very high floor with as we saw last week, very high potential ceiling. Not happy we had to give him a Holmes, but at the end of the day, sometimes it's a good trade for both sides. Number 3, I am going to go with our team, the Greasers. 3, I do think that 3 through 5 has potential to be very tight, so you could pretty much flip them which any way you want to. Number 4, I do have... This team's been underperforming. I think at the end of everything, I think we will see Kaiser's team there in the 4 spot.
Maybe.
And I do think that, assuming obviously everybody stays healthy, I think Burns also has a pretty solid floor. Although I think here's kind of a hot take on that. Even though he's coming out of our division, might not make the playoffs, although he might. I think Prusky's knocking on the door there at the 6-5 spots. So those are my picks.
Okay, so to recap, he had Boggs number 1, your team, Greasers number 2,
nope,
or Weiler number 2. My bad. Greasers number 3, Kaiser number 4, and then Burns number 5. Okay, I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. Okay, and you can call me crazy here. Right now, and this is not because he just put up 203 points. It's because his fucking team is good. I got Weiler number 1. I think Weiler has the best team right now. And I'm not just saying that. And Weiler, me and you, we have had a difficult past. We have had a pretty difficult past, me and your team. I have talked a lot of shit about your team through the years. And so I think you're going to be pretty happy for me to say I think you have the best team right now. I'm taking you number 1. I'm taking Boggs number 2. I'm taking Greasers number 3. I'm taking me number 4. And I'm taking Burns number 5. But again, I'm with him. Like,
keep in mind, we did not pre-talk about anything we're about to talk about as far as who's good and who's not. We're literally flying with our predictions.
Yep.
Right now.
I am taking Burns number 5. However, dude, you're lucky as fuck. Points against 594. You are like 100 points. Dude, it's more than that. Who is in second place? Oh my, it's 100 points. 100 points behind second. You have played against nothing. Like, nobody puts up points against you, Burns. That's the only reason you're winning. I mean, you've put up like 2 monster games. Go fuck yourself. I cannot wait for golf next year, though, by the way. Okay, and so we also have to say who we think's going to win the Turd Bowl. Who we got? Who's got the Turd Bowl? Who's got that number 1 pick?
I think it's going to actually be not close on who wins this. I actually think it's going to be a blowout. But I'm going to take, and this might be kind of an amateur pick here, but I'm going to say whoever does not make the playoffs between Kaiser and Prusky, and I'm not going to jinx myself. I'm also going to include us with 1 loss, but let's be real, our division is fucking tough, and I'm not going to jinx myself by not including that.
Welcome to the division, buddy.
Whoever does not make it, I think it's a walk in the park.
Okay, I am going another route. I think that Lemke is going to win the Turd Bowl. I really like Lemke's team. I think Lemke has the 6th or 7th best team, even though he's 2-4. He has put up 770 points. He has points against for him is 857 by far. By far the most points put up against him. It's not even close.
It's rough.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Lemke. Like, dude, you're putting up points, but motherfuckers are just putting up more points. You know what I mean?
Good turnaround, though. Maybe you just went through the tough part of the schedule. You might have an easy road coming up.
And you know what? Lemke's only 1 game behind the playoffs.
I wouldn't be worried. But
it would not surprise me at all to see him in the playoffs. But if Lemke somehow doesn't make it in, I got him all the way. If he doesn't make it, or if he doesn't make it to the Turd Bowl, I'm taking either me or Prusky. Yeah, and then so we're going to give our predictions for next week. Some really good matchups here, and not only are we going to do a prediction, we're going to do 1 hot take. For each matchup, could be just 1 team, 1 player, but 1 hot take per matchup. So we're going to start. We have Ricky 2000 going up against these guys, the Greasers. Why don't you give me your prediction and your hot take, and then I'll go second.
Well, I guess my prediction would be for us to win. Don't really think I need to dive too much into that, and I'm not saying that trying to be cocky, just trying to kind of save some time on this video. I would say the hot take of this would be I'm going to say the hot take of this matchup would be that we lose in a trap game and Sammy Watkins puts up 25 points.
It makes no sense because you predicted you to win and your hot take was you to lose. My hot take, and my prediction go hand in hand because my prediction and my hot take is Roofer's going to whoop your ass. Oh, man. Roofer, 1 time, baby. 1 time. Just 1 time. Roofer, your team fucking sucks. Your team sucks so bad. I know I say it a lot. You got to be feeling a lot like Weiler those first 3 years right now because, man, dude, I hate your team so much. There isn't a single player on your team that I would trade for. However, I think you have... Stephon Diggs, maybe.
I mean,
maybe.
You're starting
I don't
him
know.
if he's on your team.
100% no.
Okay.
100% not starting Stephon Diggs on my team. Yeah, I just think... I think you got some tough matchups. There's a lot of tough matchups on both sides, but hot take prediction, Roofer wins. All right, on to the next one. We got Cheeseheads with Attitude, Landon against Mr. Fist, Gar. What do you got?
Well, I'm going to first start out by saying that can you scroll up a bit? I believe it's Landon's team, right? On the left?
Yep.
Yeah, Jarvis Lander, yep. It's about time you start Matt Ryan. Anyways, moving on. I'm going to go here with... I am going to take... Scroll up on the screen a little bit. I'm going to take... I'm going to take Mr. Fist here. I like it. Hot take. I'm going to do a hot take of you putting up 160 points this week.
Damn, Gar's going to put up 160?
Hot take.
All right, that's fair. Gar, you almost beat me last week. You know what's funny about that? I was torn between Jared Goff and Russell Wilson. Torn. With about 3 minutes to go before the game started, I asked my daughter, who would you take, Jared Goff or Russell Wilson? She goes, definitely Russell Wilson. And I'm like, I'll go with it. And if I would have started fucking Goff, I would have lost. You would have got your first win. So, thank you, Kara. In this matchup, I'm taking Gar, too. I think Gar's going to get his first win. Landon, I just don't like your team that much. Mike Davis, why the fuck would you trade for Mike Davis? Well, he's on a bye, but... so you'll end up with Deion Lewis and Wendell Smallwood and Keelan Cole, Jarvis Landry, Albert Wilson, Zach Ertz. Yeah, dude, your team's just not that good. Matt Ryan's good, I guess. But no, I mean, Gar, you put up pretty good numbers the last 2 weeks. You lost both games, but you're putting up good numbers now. So I'm taking you. I think my hot take is going to be... Frank Gore is going to be the highest scoring running back on your team. Highest scoring.
I like it.
Yep, Frank Gore. Good old Frank Gore. Dude, he's like the fucking Energizer Bunny. Like you think he's dead or something, and fuck, he just comes out of nowhere. All right, next matchup. We have Burns against Yacht. I know Yacht, you've been kind of selling hard, getting some picks. Team's not looking that good, but I think you realize that. So, yeah, Whitey, start us off.
All right, so here, he's not going to like it, and I think people are going to disagree with me here, but I am going to take Pump and Munch to win this game by about 8 to 10 points. I'm sure I'll get hate mail for that. I don't know. I don't know. I just think that Pump and Munch is he's at a better spot matchup wise, and I think we all know every now and then the fantasy football gods just piss all over you. And I mean, Burns could be the highest scorer this week, but I don't know.
I don't think so.
Just taking it, and then hot take here would be... I'm going to do a hot take that Burns does not make the playoffs. I'm losing money on that more times than not. That's why it's called a hot take.
That was amazing. Yeah, so, and you could have probably had your hot take be your prediction here. You know, it's funny. I'm actually also taking Pump and Munch. This is an educated guess. You got Blake Bortles. Burns does. Burns has Blake Bortles against the Texans. Tariq Cohen against the Patriots. Kamara at the Ravens. Julio Jones against the Giants. That's all right. Kenny Stills against the Lions. That's all right. I'm not in love with Burns' matchups. And he's got Big Ben on a bye. And Big Ben's been carrying his team. I'm taking Yacht. I like Andy Dalton against the Chiefs. Chiefs secondary has not been good. Carlos Hyde against the Buccaneers. Holy fuck, the Buccaneers defense is awful. You got Philip Lindsay against the Cardinals. Cardinals have not been good. I really like Yach's matchups. I like him a hell of a lot more than I like Burns' matchup. So I am actually taking Yach in this one. Yeah, you got the Vikings defense against the Jets. I mean, this is a trap game. It is set up perfectly for Yach to win this. My hot take here is my hot take here is Jordy Nelson scores just as many points as Nelson Aguilar, and Jordy Nelson is on a bye. That's my hot take. And I still think that Yacht is going to win.
Oh,
all right.
Damn. There's just,
all right.
I don't know if I agree with that. Sorry, Burns. There's just, for some reason, there's hate. This is literally on the spot, too.
Yeah.
No offense.
Yeah. All right. We got to move on. We got to move on. Okay. We got Evan against Boggs. What do you got, Whitey?
I'm going to go with Boggs. Don't think anything too crazy for surprises are going to happen here. But, I mean, as we saw last week, Evan can clearly put up numbers with this team that he has. Helps he's got Edelman back, whatnot. I'm still taking Boggs. Hot take. Hot take here. I am going to say that Odell goes for, in our scoring, 40 points this week.
Ooh. All right. All right. I'm also taking Boggs. Team's too good. That's it. Evan, this is my hot take. I think George Kittle and Travis Kelce. Everybody here knows how I feel about tight ends. Generally, I just don't think they put up as many points as receivers and running backs. If you start Travis Kelce and George Kittle, my prediction is both of them score more points than your running backs and your receivers combined. Those two. And you know how I feel about running back or tight ends, so that's not good. But I think both tight ends will score more points than all of your running backs and receivers combined. All right.
I'm slacking on these hot takes. You're going after them.
All right. Got a couple more left. We got Lemke against Prusky. What do you got?
I am going to go with Lemke here on a very tight match. I think what ends up putting him over the edge is I think Cam snaps this week, and I don't know if Sam Darnold's going to do a whole lot against the Vikings. I think that's the separator of the matchup. Hot take here. I'm going to say that hot take. All right, let's go with Latavius Murray on your bench. Scores more points than Sam Darnold at your quarterback position.
Oh, man. My hot take is pretty similar. I am also taking Lemke. I'm taking Lemke in this matchup. My hot take, Jason Myers, your kicker, Prusky, outscores Sam Darnold, your quarterback. I think your kicker is going to outscore your quarterback. It's going to be hilarious. All right. Last matchup, we have Weiler against Kaiser. This is the matchup of the week, in my opinion.
This is the matchup of the week. I'll agree. By far, I think the best matchup of the year. A lot of implications on here. You know, when you're playing these kind of matchups, it really pays dividends at the end of the year when you win. My prediction is going to be... I am going to go with Kaiser And Weiler, you just got the better starting lineup. I'm just giving Kaiser the nod here just because I think he has very slightly better matchups. Hot take here. I'm going to say that Austin Eckler outscores Melvin Gordon.
Oh man! All right, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, this is really hard for me to pick because it's like I don't want to pick myself and I jinx myself, but I don't want to choose Weiler either because you're an asshole sometimes. But we had so much fun at that Bucks game though. What up? I'm gonna take me. I'm gonna take me because of what he said. I'm gonna echo what he said. I do like my matchups a little bit better. Although if you won, wouldn't surprise me one bit. Excuse me. My hot take, I will have 3 starting receivers outscore my 2 starting receivers. Fucking happens every week. I will have 3 receivers on my fucking bench who outscore both of my started receivers. All right. Well, that's all we got. The video got kind of long. We got 2 of us, though. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have fun on Sunday, and we'll talk to you next week.